In the Gospel according to Mark. Matthew and then Mark in your Bible. Jesus had just fed 5,000 people. Whew. What do you do after you have a big meal?
Sleep.
Not so in this Bible. After that meal, Jesus is going to have them go on a trip, and he sends them forth in a boat to go across the Sea of Galilee. Big meal, get on a rocking boat across the lake. Verse 45 and following. Immediately after they have been eating, Jesus made his disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to Bethsaida, which is across the lake. While he dismissed the crowd, after leaving them, he went up to a mountain to pray. Send the disciples across in a boat, and he is on a mountain praying. When evening had come, the boat was in the middle of the lake. And he was alone on the land. He saw the disciples straining at the oars because the wind was against them. And about the fourth watch of the night, he went out to them, walking on the lake. He was about to pass by them. But when they saw him walking on the lake, they thought they had seen a ghost. They cried out because they all saw him and they were terrified. Immediately, he spoke to them and said, "Take courage. It is I. Don't be afraid." Then he climbed into the boat with them, and the wind died down. They were completely amazed. Are we ever amazed at what he does in our lives? Is God as powerful on the mountain as he is in the valley? Bill and Gloria Gaither sing that. For God on the mountain is still the God in the valley. When things go wrong, you'll make them right. And the God of the good times is still the God of the bad times. And the God of death is still the God of night. Sometimes Jesus lets you go through some things you would rather not go through. Sometimes he just lets us endure the future that we make for ourselves or others make for us. So these disciples are sent on a boat trip into a future that they did not know about in the days ahead. And he is with them. He's alone on a mountaintop while they are in the valley. And he can see them. He sees them struggling with the oars. afloat, for they would drown. They would die. And Jesus sees the struggles they're in as he sees your struggle. He knows your illness. He knows your problem. He knows your difficulty. He knows what you're going through. He knows what I'm going through. He sees it. And he just lets it happen. Sometimes Jesus doesn't seem very close to you or to me. Sometimes he seems like he's so far away. He's on the mountain praying. And we are struggling with life itself. We cry out to him, help! And it seems like he doesn't hear us at first. It was a long night before the dawn of the morning. You might be going through something right now. I don't know. I might be going something that I'm not going to tell you of. But we all go through things, and it seems like it goes on and on and on without fail, without stop. And it seems like he just leaves us alone. The Bible tells us at first he walked on the water to them, but it was like he was going to just walk right on by and let them go through the plight that they were in. Sometimes you think he's forgotten you. Sometimes I think he's so far away, and it looks like he's close. We know him, we love him, but he's so far away. He's just passing by us. Passing by. He lets us endure our future, and he seems so distant and far away from us. But the truth is, Jesus never leaves us alone. He comes to us as he did to them, with a word of comfort, a word of cheer, a word of strength. And so he comes to us. Take courage, he says. It is I. Don't be afraid. He accompanies us in all of our dangers, in all our difficulties. And he assures us that calm can come to us if we will just believe. The disciples were amazed at his presence. Have you been amazed lately that Jesus is working in your life? Am I ever amazed that he's working in this church? Are we sometimes filled with an astonishment that he hears us, he cares for us, but he always does, and he always will. It's an old song. Don't get upset. I'm not going to sing it. But we know it so well, those of us that grew up in a Baptist churches. In the old Broadman hymnal. I've seen the lightning flashing and heard the thunder roll. I felt sin's breakers dashing, trying to conquer my soul. I heard the voice of the Savior. He bids me to still fight on. He promised never to leave me. Say it. No, never alone. The world's fierce winds are blowing, and temptations are sharp and keen. But I have a peace in knowing my Savior stands between. He stands to shield me from danger. When all my friends are gone, he promised never to leave me, say it, never to leave me alone. When in affliction's valley, I tread that road of care, my Savior helps me to carry my cross, so heavy to bear. Though all around me is darkness, and earthly joys have flown, my Savior whispers his promise. Never, say it, never to leave me alone. He died on Calvary's mountain. For me, they pierced his side. For me, he opened that fountain, the crimson cleansing tide. For me, he's waiting in glory upon his heavenly throne. He promised never to leave me. Say it, never to leave me alone. No, never alone. No, never alone. He promised never to leave me. Never to leave me alone. He will not leave you. No matter what you're going through, what you're facing, what difficulties are in your life, he is going to be with you all the way. He loves you, and he cares for you that much. And so in the meantime, while we wait,